and welcome to another edition of Kogi in Focus, the program that beams a searchlight on activities around the three senatorial zones of Kogi, Nigeria's confluent state. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. In today's edition, drug law enforcement authorities in Kogi State destroy seized drugs worth 18 billion naira. Kogi State to have 109 battalion barracks built in Okene local government area. These and much more when we return. Don't go away. The Kogi State government says it remains committed to ending trafficking and hard drugs in the state. Secretary to the state's government, Ayade Folashade, said this on Lokoja during the public destruction of 18 tons of psychotropic substances seized between 2014 and 2017.
The Secretary to the State Government, Ayade Folashade, commended the National Drug Law Enforcement and other security agencies for their roles in making life difficult for hard drug dealers.
We all can give a sign of relief security-wise. I make bold to note that Kogi State is now relatively safe and peaceful. We are very much prepared to sustain the heights we have attained. We are very much happy that Kogi State is on the same page with the federal government, which has declared a state of emergency on drug abuse and drug misuse.
She advised parents and guardians to monitor their children and world's lifestyles.
Please, let us be responsible parents. Let us be involved in the affairs of our children. Please don't be an uninvolved parent. Parenting involves you to be committed to the welfare of your children. And of course, don't write up any child that is already in this mess of drug menace. There's nothing God cannot do.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says it is worried by the rise in the number of drug abusers nationwide.
If Nigeria is 400 million, 14.4 of the population between the age of 15 and 65 are using drug or have used drug in the last 1 year. This is very frightening.
The agency's commander in Kogi State, Idris Bello, acknowledged the Kogi State government's support of its efforts and explained how challenging drug law enforcement has been in the state.
These achievements were not attained without injuries, incapacitation, and loss of lives on the side of our personnel. As you are aware, in 2017, we lost 3 of our officers.
Drugs and substances worth millions of dollars seized between 2014 to 2017 were destroyed, including cannabis, sativa, narcotics, and abused drugs such as tramadol and codeine. The court's permission to destroy the exhibits was granted by the Federal High Court in Lokoja in February 2019.
The Kogi State government has promised to provide stable land space for the Nigerian Army to construct 109 Special Forces Battalion barracks that will further enhance security in the state. Secretary to the state's government, Ayade Folashade, made the promise when she received a visiting delegation from the Army at Government House, Lokoja, proceeding to Okene to inspect possible sites for the proposed barracks.
Political and traditional leaders and the Nigerian Army have agreed to site the proposed barracks for the 109 Battalion in Okene, the heartbeat of Kogi Central. The state government, the Ohino of Iberoland, and other members of the state executive members have accepted the proposal.
The security of lives is paramount to every one of us. If there is no security, the school cannot stand. Even in setting up the barracks around the school is even a form of security for the children.
The Army says it is ready to begin construction of the barracks, awaiting the provision of approved available space.
We have looked at those places. We'll go back to Army headquarters. Our experts will write their final report to Army headquarters for a final decision.
The security implication of locating the barracks in Okene was also highlighted.
The government considers it very appropriate to locate barracks this part in order to ensure security of this very important corridor between the north and the south of this country. We all know how important security is in the development of any society. We think that if we get security right, every other thing will fall in place.
The Ohino of Ibirolan, His Royal Majesty Ado Ibrahim assured the government and the army of full support from Okene engineers.
God will guide you. God will guide your colleagues and make sure that this time is remembered by all of us, because who are not here, that one day our son led a team of eminent police soldiers to give us good news, improvement in the peace, and availability of defense of peace. That day is actually come. It has come.
He urged the people to rally around the government in the battle to combat insecurity. State government officials echoed similar sentiments.
Today we are laying a bedrock for future development. I'm aware that an army-based school will also follow, and this is an added advantage.
We believe that your stay, your findings will be positive at the end of the day. And the good people of Kogi State will always remain grateful to the Nigerian Army.
The visitors and their hosts embarked on a visit to potential sites for the barracks. Land were inspected at the checkpoint area in Okene and along the Jakuta-Itakpe road.
The member representing Yagba East State constituency at the Kogi State Assembly, Jimo Musa Omoyata, says he is marveled at the giant strides of Governor Yahya Bello after a tour to Omi Dam and the Omi rice mill industry established by the Kogi State government. The Omi rice mill industry is the first of its kind in north-central Nigeria, which is not only capable of creating over 2,000 job opportunities, it is designed to bring about growth and development to Kogi State, while adding to the food productivity capacity of Nigeria as a country. The Omi Dam, which was abandoned by previous administrations in the state, has now become the hope for a massive boost in power supply to the people of Kogi State and beyond. Omiata, while feeding his eyes with these projects of Governor Yahya Bello to Yagba people, Okun people, and Kogi State in general, expressed confidence that the re-election of Governor Yahya Bello in the November election will serve as a consolidation on the good work he has started. The Kogi State Police Command has formally launched the special squad named Operation Puff Adder, deployed to the state by the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, to strengthen the fight against crime in the state. The state's police commissioner Hakim Busari, who welcomed the squad members at the command headquarters in Lokoja, said their presence will make a significant contribution to the peace and security of the state.
To appreciate the worrisome crime situation in Kogi State and quickly design a template and contain the same. To identify all criminal syndicates, their leaders, foot soldiers, sponsors, and arrest them with operational precision. To carry out sporadic raids of their houses, homes, hideouts, rendezvous, and other tabernacles, and recover arms and ammunition, dangerous weapons, dangerous charms, and all other items through property reasonably suspected to be proceeds of a crime.
The commissioner called on residents of the state to support the police at all times.
I urge all Kogites, particularly traditional rulers, religious leaders, youth groups, market bodies, farmers, hunters, National Union of Road Transport Workers, Okada Union, and Tricycle Union, among others, for the maximum support in fighting against criminals, especially kidnappers, armed bandits, cash rustlers, among others.
Busari told criminals and others illegally in possession of arms and ammunition to hand them over to the police and look for something more constructive to do. Operation Pofada is made up of 240 officers and men drawn from various police units. Key among the places to be manned by the squad include the Lokoja Okene Abuja Highway, Obajano Kaba, Okene Auchi, Ajakuta, Itoba, and Aingba Angba roads. Other notable flashpoints in the state, particularly in Omala and Basako governments, will be under Operation Pofada's watch. Youth and artists converged on Government House to celebrate the election success of the All Progressives Congress across the state. Various artists from far and near came to display their talent. Commissioner of Transportation Mohammed Hawal, who represented the governor at the occasion, described the victory recorded as an evidence that the present APC-led government is touching lives positively.
This support would have come if he has not strived to do wonderfully well for Kogi people. His Excellency has done marvelously well in uplifting the youth, in supporting the youth, in infrastructural development as well.
The organizer of the celebration, Director, Administration and Finance at Government House, said even better days lie ahead.
Want people together as youth together because our white lion is young in Nigeria. Also want to advise ourselves to stand still and let everybody strong for the coming election of November, that everybody should stand still. We must win, and I know we win.
Better and more promising of his next tenure, because this particular one is rounding off. Is somehow turbulence because of what he met on the ground. So the next 4 years will enable him to come out better, stronger.
If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, the program that keeps you up to speed on developments and happenings in and around Kogi State. For your contributions, feedback, comments, sponsorships, and advert placements, please reach us through phone numbers, social media handles, and website displayed on your screen. Kogi State Commissioner of Police Hakeem Busari has commended politicians in the Electorate and the Electorate for their cooperation with the security agents during the just concluded elections across the state. The Commissioner, during a press briefing in his office, Lokoja, expressed deep satisfaction with the performance of the police during the polls.
The presidential, national and state assembly elections that took place across the 3 senatorial zones in Nigeria's confluent state, Kogi, can be described as having elements of the good, bad and ugly situations. The ugly situations that cannot be forgotten in a hurry include the death of innocent persons caught in the crossfire of violence. A typical example is a 19-year-old boy who lost his life at the polling units at Aingba in Kogi East. The State Police Commissioner Hakeem Busari describes such incidents as an unfortunate dampener in what was a credible performance by the men of the police force.
The Inspector General of Police have even commended the officers and men of the Nigerian police for a good job well done during the last election. We have policemen maybe that we can say maybe they were helpless. That's why, because the policemen at the polling booth, they were not carrying arms. All the places we got distress call, we respond as quick as possible.
The commissioner said 5 deaths were recorded during the elections and promised to bring those behind the unfortunate incident to justice.
We did not compromise on our own duty. We are performed professionally. In this last election, we lost 4 people. I think there's one in Abucho, too. But all the cases are being referred for investigation.
Busari used the opportunity to appeal to the warring communities of Basakwomo and Ibiramosu to sheathe their swords, warning them of unpleasant consequences if they decide to take the law in their hands again.
We have our men now permanently stationed there. We have the PMF men and we have the military and the area command and the division too. We have put them on red alert. But all in all, I will still advise people to embrace peace. You don't gain anything in violence.
The commissioner's warning came on the heels of a similar warning handed down to them by Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello.
I hereby direct our security agencies to spare no resources in hunting down and arresting the culprits in these recent attacks. We are going to try them for murder and request for maximum penalties, since they have no qualms taking human lives.
Basakwomo and Ibiramosun clans of Kogi East have since late year 2018 been embroiled in violent clashes over a piece of land, leaving several persons dead and scores of houses destroyed.
The Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Hakim Busari, says the recent security arrangement made by the Inspector General of Police has made life difficult for criminals operating in the state. Speaking during the parade of 52 suspects at the police command, Lokoja, Busari said the strategies adopted has made it easier to identify and successfully raid criminal hideouts.
The operatives attached to the command, working on the actionable intelligence and in compliance with IGP's directive to clamp down on political thugs, determined to disrupt the 2019 general election in Kogi State, have arrested gang responsible for various electoral violence as well as kidnapping of some innocent citizens across the state.
Busari said the new operational style has also created avenues for effective collaboration between the police and the general public.
The suspects arrested confessed to their various criminal roles in the commission of the crimes and admitted to have participated in political lobbying in the just concluded 2019 general elections and several kidnappings to armed robberies attacks on innocent travelers on the major highway across the state.
Some political thugs arrested in Egbe, in Yagba West, and Ayale in Ibaji, Kogi East, were paraded by the police command. Also in the police net are some suspected kidnappers and armed robbers arrested in Kogi Kotonkarfi, Ganaja village and Lokoja, Ogbagbon, Oworo. Considerable quantities of arms and ammunition were recovered from the suspects. The Kogi State Hajj Commission has praised independent Hajj reporters, a civil society organization that monitors and reports Muslim pilgrimage activities in Nigeria, for honoring the Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello as the 2019 Hajj Governor of the Year. In a statement jointly signed by the National Coordinator Ibrahim Muhammad and the Planning Committee Organizing Secretary Malam Garba Muhammad, the honor is meant to show appreciation to those who contributed to the achievements recorded in Hajj exercises in the past few years. Another statement signed by the Kogi Hajj Commission Chairman Sheikh Lukman Imam described Governor Yahya Bello as being deeply committed to Hajj operations and all the activities of the Commission, saying that he was not surprised, therefore, that the group has decided to single him out for honor. According to the chairman, the Commission will continue to put in its best to ensure that the State Hajj Commission maintains its leading position among others in the country. The Kogi State Council of Nigeria Union of Journalists has called on the executive and judicial arms of government to resolve the ongoing face-off amicably without throwing the state into an unwarranted constitutional crisis. The union made the call in a communique issued after the State Council Congress held on 3rd April 2019 at the Energy Secretariat. It also urged the state's government to make the welfare of workers a priority. The communique also contained a call to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to carry out its constitutional role in a free and fair manner to prevent incidences of inconclusive elections and to politicians in the state to play the game by the rules. The Congress passed a vote of confidence on the current members of its executive. The Congress also ratified the commencement of the Council's resolving loan scheme for the welfare of members with a take-off loanable fund of 500,000 naira. The committee is chaired by Kola Adeyemi of the News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, and the State Council Treasurer, Adebayo Aka, to serve as the committee treasurer. Tributes have continued to pour in for PIUS ADESANMI, the Nigerian-born Canadian professor who died in the March 10th Ethiopian airline plane crash. Kogi State government held a ceremony in the late professor's memory in Lokoja, where his death was described as a big loss to the people of his hometown, Isolu, Kogi State, Nigeria, and an international community at large.
The Secretary to the Kogi State Government, Folashade Ayode, who represented Governor Yabelo at the event, said the University Don was a motivational and intelligent person who influenced and inspired many at home and abroad through his write-ups.
A remarkable writer. Today we are remembering his warmth and friendliness, his enthusiasm for his work, and his deep dedication to humanity. He is irreparable, irreplaceable, and no one can fill the vacuum he has left in our hearts.
The Speaker of the House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Edward Onoja, and other top government officials described PIUS ADESANMI as a man of great intellectual capacity and a patriotic Nigerian.
It's important is what have you done back? What are you leaving back for a legacy? What will people remember you for? Will they remember you for good? Today we are remembering PIUS ADESANMI for his good work, for his professionalism, for the lives he has touched. So I am aspiring that by the grace of God, sometime someday when I go, let people talk well about me, let people talk about what I have done, let people talk about things I was able to do for humanity.
Ethnic group, your religion, your class, your country is irrelevant when you exit this world. What is relevant is how did you play your humanity? Divisive or uniting? He has written so many things, we've read so many things that he has written that have impacted our lives as human beings, even as people in government.
And when there is need for him to tell us the right thing, he will not look at our closeness before he will do so. I recall his chat with me during our screening exercise of the need to ensure we do it fast and ensure those who are to be paid are paid timely, including his surviving mother. To us in the Isolu, we pray that God will continue to guide all of us and move away far from us untimely death.
His writings were shaped to shape leaders and criticize them. He was a fearless critic who wouldn't even spare his friends. The world will miss PIUS. Africa will miss PIUS. Nigeria will miss PIUS. Kogi is in pain. Okene may never be able to replace the deemed global star.
At 35, he became a professor, and just at 47, he's gone. He has done his own bit. He has come, he has seen, and he has conquered. This vacuum he has created is only God that can fill it. The mother is there at home. He was the only son the mama had.
A very intelligent man who used his works, his literary works, to create an awareness in the minds of Nigerians that there's need for us to have hatred, contempt for mediocrity and for the things that are not working in Nigeria.
PIUS Adebola ADESANMI, born on 27 February 1972, was a Nigerian-born Canadian professor, writer, literary critic, satirist, and columnist. He was the author of Naija Dey Carry Last, a 2015 collection of satirical essays. ADESANMI died on 10 March 2019 in the Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 that crashed shortly after takeoff from Addis Ababa.
The last has not been heard of the life and times of late Kogi-born Canadian Professor PIUS ADESANMI, who was among 157 passengers who died in the Ethiopian airline crash after takeoff from Addis Ababa on the 10th of March. His hometown is Sonlu in Yagba East Government in Kogi State was the center of attraction as family, friends, traditional leaders and top government officials were among those who came to pay tribute to the late academic. They say though he was left the earthly stage, his works will keep his memory alive for a long time to come.
He was a lively person. He was an obedient boy, and he had a lot of respect for his seniors in the family, and he was a shining example to his juniors. He was an idol to us.
Unfortunately, the mother is an aged mother, over 80 years old, but people have been around her, and is the only male child of the family. The two sisters are there anyway, so and we still employ the government to do more. But then it's not. Nobody will lose any son that will not be devastated a little bit, but she's coping, and the family too, the wife and the kids are still in Canada, and the Caltech University they are reaching out to. They are doing everything possible. They are even trying to immortalize him. That even in 1,000 years, his books or what he's writing about, people will discover it.
He was able to live on purpose. Why God has sent him to this world to impact his life upon the community, upon humanity, he has lived to fulfill it. And so those of us who are living, we should also remember that death is a debt that all of us have to pay, and one time or the other.
We urge every one of us to continue to pray for the family of this young man. There are thousands of fellow citizens that are available in diaspora. The majority of them, when they go in diaspora, you don't hear about them again. But we thank God, we heard about this in the state, in the country, and globally.
There is no time it gets down to Nigeria from Canada that he won't touch the Sonlu. He will touch down, and there is no community things they are doing in the Sonlu that Fire will not involved in it. We will really miss him.
I think I'm most hit in this whole arrangement because he's the only male child of the family. So I'm the only male left now. So that's what I'm saddled with. So, but I know God knows the best. We just take solace in God as Christians. But definitely it's not going to be easy. The daughter is with me, Damilari.
The state government pledged to do what is necessary to commemorate the late professor.
Because he was a good ambassador that represented Kogi State very well, the government is planning something for him towards the 28 years of the creation of Kogi State in August. He will definitely be immortalized by the state government. And we will definitely follow up on the affair of the aged mother.
I know
the government has a good plan to immortalize him for the purpose of the youth and the unborn generation, so that they will know, here come a prof that has done this to the society, and this is the contribution to the literary world.
The state government also promised to continue to reach out to Professor ADESANMI's mother and other members of his family. Late PIUS ADESANMI became a professor at the age of 35 and was a lecturer of English and Literature at the Carleton University, Ottawa, Canada, before his death at the age of 47. This is a wrap it up on today's edition of Kogi in Focus. Do join us same time next week, same station, for another 7-day review. Until I come your way next time, do not forget to continue to do to others what you want them to do to you. I'm Oluwatosin Usuji. Bye for now.